Islam. Islam finds its origins in the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, who was born around the year 570 AD in the city of Mecca. He belonged to the Quraysh tribe, which held significant influence in Mecca at the time. While the majority of Mecca's population followed polytheistic beliefs, Muhammad and his family adhered to the monotheistic belief in Allah, the one God. Initially working in trade, Muhammad began receiving visions and hearing divine messages at the age of 40. Seeking solitude and reflection, he retreated to Mount Hira, where he purportedly received a revelation from the Archangel Gabriel, which formed the basis of the Quran, the holy book of Islam. Gradually, Muhammad gathered followers who embraced his teachings. However, this monotheistic message challenged the established polytheistic beliefs of Mecca, leading to opposition from various quarters. Despite the protection of his uncle, who was a prominent leader of their tribe, Muhammad faced increasing hostility from Mecca leaders after his uncle's demise. Faced with mounting resistance, Muhammad and his followers migrated to Medina, where his community grew, and he continued to receive revelations. Later, he returned to Mecca with an army and peacefully conquered the city, converting many Meccans to Islam. Muhammad spent his final years in Medina, where he passed away, leaving behind a growing community of believers who continued to spread the message of Islam. Christianity. Jesus Christ, revered by Christians as the Son of God and the central figure of Christianity, is credited with founding their religion. Born to the Virgin Mary in Bethlehem between the years 4 and 6 BC, he spent his formative years in Nazareth until the age of 30, when he commenced his itinerant ministry to impart spiritual teachings. Accompanied by 12 disciples, notably Matthew and John, who later contributed to the Bible, the sacred text of Christianity, Jesus attracted thousands of followers, both men and women, drawn to his teachings and witnessed his numerous miracles. These miracles included healing the sick, raising the dead, restoring sight to the blind, curing leprosy, and miraculously multiplying food to feed crowds. Despite his popularity, Jesus faced opposition from both Roman authorities and certain Jewish leaders, ultimately leading to his betrayal and crucifixion. Following his death, his body was interred, but 3 days later, according to Christian belief, he miraculously rose from the dead, appearing to his disciples. Eventually, he ascended to heaven from the Mount of Olives, according to Christian tradition. Buddhism. Siddhartha Gautama, commonly known as the Buddha, is credited with founding Buddhism. Born into royalty in an ancient kingdom situated on the border of India and Nepal around the 6th century BC, Siddhartha underwent a profound transformation at the age of 29, prompted by what came to be known as the Four Sights. Encountering an old man, a sick person, a diseased body, and finally, a renunciant, Siddhartha realized the inevitability of aging, illness, and death, regardless of one's social status. Disillusioned with the transient nature of worldly pleasures, Siddhartha resolved to renounce his princely life in pursuit of spiritual fulfillment. Leaving behind his luxurious existence, Siddhartha embarked on a quest for enlightenment, seeking guidance from various spiritual teachers and embracing a life of austere discipline. Meditating beneath a Bodhi tree, he contemplated the nature of existence and the causes of human suffering, as illuminated by the Four Sights. After a period of deep reflection, Siddhartha attained enlightenment, or nirvana, realizing the path to end suffering. Henceforth, he began sharing his insights and teachings with others, becoming known as the Buddha, meaning the enlightened one. Through his teachings, Siddhartha offered a path for individuals to transcend suffering and attain spiritual liberation, inspiring countless followers to embark on their own journey toward enlightenment. Judaism. Abraham is esteemed as an inaugural figure of the Jewish faith, with Jews tracing their lineage back to him. According to Jewish belief, Abraham, dwelling in the city of Ur in Babylonia during the Bronze Age, departed from a polytheistic environment where his father Terah engaged in idol trade, to embrace the concept of monotheism, recognizing the existence of only one God. Responding to a divine call, Abraham embarked on a journey to Canaan, the land promised to his descendants by God. Accompanied by his spouse and nephew, he embraced his calling despite leaving his family behind in Ur. Miraculously, despite his wife Sarah's advanced age of 90, they were blessed with a son Isaac, who was to carry on Abraham's lineage. Upon his passing, Abraham was interred in the cave of Machpelah. Hinduism, which originated between 2300 and 1500 BC, differs from other major religions in lacking a single founder. Instead, it emerged from the amalgamation of diverse beliefs as Indo-Aryan migrants settled in what is now Pakistan, integrating their customs to those of the indigenous inhabitants. In Hindu mythology, Manu is depicted as the first human born from the union of Lord Brahma and the goddess Shatarupa. Following a period of asceticism, Manu received his spouse and progeny. All subsequent humans are believed to descend from Manu and his spouse. Furthermore, Manu is credited with authoring the ancient Sanskrit legal text known as the Manusmriti, which contains moral and legal guidelines for society, based on his wisdom and teachings shared with sages. Sikhism. Guru Nanak established the Sikh faith, which is characterized by its 10 spiritual leaders, with Guru Nanak Dev Ji acknowledged as the first among them. Born in 1496, Guru Nanak exhibited a profound curiosity towards understanding diverse religious traditions. Known for engaging in dialogue with both Hindu and Muslim scholars, his spiritual journey took a pivotal turn when, during a bath in the river, he claimed to have heard the voice of God. Convinced that he was chosen for a sacred mission, Guru Nanak began disseminating the teachings of Sikhism to people from all walks of life. Over the next 3 decades, Guru Nanak embarked on extensive travels across Asia, covering a distance of nearly 20,000 miles, to spread the message of Sikhism. Central to his teachings was the notion that direct communication with God did not necessitate the intervention of priests or elaborate ceremonies. He advocated for equal status for all individuals and vehemently opposed any form of social hierarchy. Before his passing in 1539, Guru Nanak appointed Guru Angad Dev Ji as his successor, thereby ensuring the continuity of Sikh leadership. Daoism. Daoism emphasizes the quest for inner peace and harmony, promoting kindness and balance in one's life. The primary text of Daoism, known as the Tao Te Ching, or The Way and Its Power, comprises a collection of poems and sayings dating back to around 300 BC. Although traditionally attributed to the philosopher Lao Tzu, there is ongoing debate regarding his historical existence. Lao Tzu is said to have originated from a small village in what is now the eastern part of Henan Province, China. He held a revered position as a sheikh, a specialized scholar in the royal courts of the Zhou dynasty, focusing on divination, sacred texts, and astrology. Surrounding Lao Tzu are numerous legends that add to his enigmatic persona. According to one legend, he remained in his mother's womb for 72 years before his birth. Throughout his life, he crossed paths with notable figures such as Confucius. Various interpretations of Lao Tzu exist in Chinese culture, with some viewing him as a wise philosopher, others as a saint, and some even elevating him to the status of a deity, particularly among Taoist followers. Regardless of these diverse perspectives, Lao Tzu's teachings continue to inspire individuals seeking spiritual fulfillment and a deeper understanding of the Taoist principles of balance and harmony. Bahá'í Faith. The Bahá'í Faith revolves around the belief in the unity of God, humanity, and all religions. Its founder, Baha'u'llah, originally known as Mirza Hussain, hailed from the Shiite sect of Islam. He later joined forces with Mirza Ali Muhammad, also known as the Bab, the leader of the Babi community, a group of Muslims claiming special insights into ultimate truth. Following the Bab's execution, which incited widespread outrage and protest among his followers, Baha'u'llah was captured and imprisoned in Tehran. It was during this period of imprisonment that he declared himself to be the new messenger from God, as foretold by the Bab. This declaration exacerbated factional violence, leading to Baha'u'llah's exile to Acre. It was in Acre that he assumed the name Baha'u'llah and expanded upon the local Baha'i belief. developing a comprehensive set of teachings. Central to Baha'u'llah's teachings was a call for the unity of all religions and the recognition of all people as brothers and sisters. He emphasized ethical behavior in society and advocated for the abandonment of formal religious ceremonies. Baha'u'llah's work aimed to bridge differences between races, social classes, and religious groups, promoting harmony and unity among all humanity. Jainism. The philosopher Mahavira is credited as the founder of Jainism, with its existence believed to have occurred around 599 BCE, although some individuals associate his timeline with that of Buddha. Born into a family of warriors, Mahavira renounced a worldly life at the age of 30 to pursue rigorous self-discipline practices, engaging in extreme asceticism. During this period, he possessed nothing, not even basic clothing or utensils, and endured 12 years of austere living until attaining Kevala Jnana, the highest level of spiritual understanding. Mahavira advocated for principles such as vegetarianism and non-violence, setting forth guidelines for the Jain community, including vows to avoid causing harm, refrain from falsehoods and theft, uphold sexual purity, and renounce material possessions. He revitalized Jain teachings and established a framework for Jain monks and followers to adhere to. Shinto. The origins of Shinto cannot be attributed to a single individual. Shinto lacks strictly followed sacred texts and unchanging teachings, but its core concepts have persisted over time. While the specific religious practices during Japan's Paleolithic and Neolithic periods are not fully understood, they likely predate the formalization of Shinto. The term Shinto emerged in the 6th century to distinguish indigenous spiritual practices from foreign influences such as Buddhism and Confucianism, which originated from China. Although Buddhism gained popularity over Shinto during this period, there was a blending of the two belief systems, particularly in the development of Ryobu Shinto by the Japanese instructor Kobo Daishi in the late 700s to early 800s. However, Buddhism eventually became more dominant, incorporating elements of Confucian teachings, and the traditional practices of Shinto gradually declined, surviving primarily in important temples and the imperial household, despite the conversion of emperors to Buddhism. Confucianism. From 200 BC until 1949, Confucianism held sway as a predominant belief system in China. However, the ascendancy of communism marked a significant departure as it clashed with traditional religious practices. Confucius, the progenitor of Confucianism, underscored the importance of self-restraint, reverence for traditions, social harmony, and compassion towards all living beings. Confucius was born in 551 BC in the region of Lu, now part of Shandong province in China during the Zhou dynasty. Despite his noble lineage, Confucius experienced financial hardship following his father's early demise, when he was only 3 years old. Raised primarily by his mother, he displayed a keen intellectual curiosity from a young age, delving into various subjects such as music, mathematics, classical texts, and history. For Confucius, education and conscientious reflection in one's conduct were indispensable for cultivating virtuous character. He believed that effective leadership required the cultivation of personal integrity and discipline. Zoroastrianism. Zoroastrianism, founded by the Iranian prophet Zoroaster, traces its origins to ancient times, although the precise time frame of Zoroaster's life remains uncertain. Some sources suggest he lived around 6000 BC, while others place him in the middle of the 7th century BC. Zoroaster was born in the western region of Iran, in the area known as Azerbaijan, to a lineage directly linked to the royal family of the Minushihar dynasty, ancient rulers of Iran. At the age of 16, Zoroaster grew disillusioned with worldly pursuits, finding them devoid of meaning and substance. Rejecting all materialistic pleasures, he sought a deeper spiritual connection and embarked on a journey of introspection. It was during a profound communion with Ahura Mazda, the supreme deity in Zoroastrianism, atop Mount Hara, that Zoroaster experienced visions of the future. Zoroaster preached that Ahura Mazda resided at the heart of a realm governed by justice, offering eternal life and happiness to those who adhered to righteousness.
you.